Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to start our new chapter, that is the technology and data analytics. And this is a very important chapter with respect to your exam perspective. All right, because in every attempt, in every paper, there is always a question related to the technology, data analytics, big data, and robotics, making things automatic, website, e-commerce. So these kind of things are always tested for like 15 to 20 marks. So this makes this chapter very important, and believe me, this is one of the interesting chapter in your syllabus. And if I would have been teaching this chapter like maybe 5 to 8 years ago, then this chapter would have been a bit unknown and a bit challenging for you to understand. But right now, in the world which we are living, this chapter is a very basic chapter for us, because everything now and then which we are dealing with in which we are dealing in our daily life, they are all related to the technology. They are all driven by the data and the data analytics. So it's always easy for us to understand and accept the concepts and the terminologies. So now let's move forward and start our chapter. And today we are going to cover the topic, that is the e-business and the e-marketing. So before going to the e-marketing thing, let us first understand that what do we mean by e-business. So e-business is basically, a kind of business which you carry out in the business which you provide goods and services to the customer, not through the physical means, but through the electronic means, by using the internet and the electronic platforms like portal, website, apps, and these kind of things, right? So in e-business, you do not use any physical premises, physical store, physical outlet, or physical shop. You provide goods and services through the e-platform or the electronic platform using the internet. All right. So your all business is operating through the internet, is operating through the electronic means, and operating on the cloud. In simple word, if I would say, online business. So whatever things are done on the online, they are called the e-business, like the teaching. All right. In this era of teaching, I am delivering the lecture online to you. You are taking the lectures on your electronic device. You're not coming to the campus, I am not coming to the campus, and I am giving you the recorded lectures. Even we conduct mocks on the Zoom or the webinars. All right, there is no paper, no pen, nothing physical. You submit your mock through the email or through the portal. I check them and provide you the feedback on the PDF version. All right. So this is again, nothing is physical, and that is what we call the online business. There are people who are running the businesses over their WhatsApp. They are using the WhatsApp business account, and they are selling the things through their stories, through their statuses, like for example, some accessories, some garments, some electronic items, some perfumes, watches. So these kind of things people are selling on the online platforms. Again, WhatsApp, you do not have any shop, you do not have any physical, at least you do not have the counter, but still you are running a business. How? Through the online means, through the electronic means, through using the internet. And that is what the e-business is. Let us just read it once. Using the electronic means such as website, portals, and etc. to conduct our business. All right. Now, if I talk about the e-commerce, so e-commerce is a bit advanced version of the e-business. It is the enhanced version of the e-business. In e-business, sometime you are just conducting the business through the electronic means, but along with this, you are using some other physical resources. and your business is not full fledged on the electronic means. But in e-commerce, there is one specific thing about your website. Your website has these three characteristics. If your website has these three characteristics, then I would say that your website is an e-commerce website. So you do e-commerce business, you conduct e-commerce through the website, and the website should have three qualities into it. What three qualities or what three features? That your website should enable your customer so that they can visit your website, see your product, see their features, quality, specification, and prices. So your website should have these options, so that your website will provide your customer this feature. All right, number one thing. Number two, that your website should have this option that customer can place order through your website. Uh, we have seen many websites and we have seen many internet platforms on which you can only do window shopping. You can just see and serve the products and services. And in order to purchase them, you have to visit the physical store or the shop. The ordering is not there. So in e-commerce, also ordering feature is available for the customer, that the customer, if they want, they can make or place the order through the website. They don't need to come to you. All right. Then third thing, they can also make the payment to you. Like, they don't need to go to any other platform. They don't need to you know um, ask you for the bank account details, and then they go into the banking app, or cut the check for your name. No, they don't need to do anything. On your website there should be an option to make the payment, and customer should be able to make the payment through the website. In If I talk about your ACCA portal, all right, there is always this option that if you are booking any exam, so you will have the option to pay for it. And once you click that, okay, now you need to pay, it will ask you the credit card or debit card information, and right on the spot from the website you will make the payment, and then you are done with the booking. That's it. And you know what, these three things, one, two, and three, these three things actually on the combined basis makes or help you to do any transaction. Because in any transaction, what you do, first you visit the product and you visit the store, you visit the website, you look at the goods and products and services, you ask about the features, quality, prices, and everything. Then you place the order and then you pay for it. So once this cycle is completed, we call it a complete transaction. So in e-commerce, your website should be that much enhanced that it enables your customer to operate or to conduct a transaction with you through your own website without going to any other place. You are getting my point? So I'm saying that a full-fledged website where customers can visit your product and services, place the order for it, and make a payment for it. In short, your website should enable your customer to make a complete transaction with you through your website. Is it clear to you? If yes, now let's move forward toward the other area. So the other area we have is that what are the significant difference between the online and the physical, or I would say um, offline business. What are they? They are, number one, geographical boundary. In the physical business, you always have some sort of geographical boundary, and that is limited. You cannot say that I have the shop in one city or in one country and I am reaching out to the customers of the other country or the other cities. It's very rare. But when I talk about the online business, e-business, e-commerce, in this business, You have no geographical boundary. Why? Because whoever and wherever the person is, and that person has the access to the electronic device and the internet, and that person can reach you out through your website, through your portal, and you can do a transaction with them. So that means that in e-commerce or in e-business, there is no geographical limit. You can reach to any customer in the any part of the world who is having the access of the internet, who is having the access of the electronic device. Are you understanding this? And the other difference is the time flexibility. you know um, what the customer get, because if I talk about the physical or the offline business, it's either 9 to 5, 10 to 5, or 10 to 6, or maybe if it's restaurant or hotels, it's for example starting from 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and then going till the 2 a.m. at the midnight. So there is always a time limit, a rigidity in the offline, in the physical business. But if I talk about the online business, you have to order food. You have to order food in the morning. You have to order food in the noon, in afternoon, mid of the day, night, late night, wherever you want to order the food, and at any time you can order the food. How? Because your online business, these online businesses, they are available to you for 24 by 7 all the time. All right. So that's the advantage which you get as a business, that you will be entertaining the customers at all the time. It will obviously increase your revenues and your profits. And for the customers, they are getting this time flexibility. All right. Then we have the intermediary. So in the physical business, you are highly dependent on the intermediaries. These intermediaries, for example, your distributor, your wholesaler, retailers, your brokers, these are the people. Without them, you cannot make your product reach to your customers. You cannot market your product, or you cannot deliver your product to the end consumer. Because if you are a giant company, if you are a manufacturer of, let's say, cars, you are not going to deal with single person. Obviously not, right? But if I talk about the online business, in the e-business, you don't need to have the dealers or the distributor, wholesalers or retailers. There is going to be the website, and the customers will directly go to the website, check out your product, they will place the order, make the payment, and have the delivery. So the online business, it will always eliminate the intermediaries wherever possible. All right. And by eliminating the intermediaries, what the business can do, business can decrease their cost, because they don't need to pay the margin, commission, brokerage fee to these intermediaries. And if they don't need to pay this cost to them, they can do two things. What two things, sir? One thing is that they can pass on this benefit to the customer by reducing the selling prices, or other way around, they can keep the selling price same and save the cost. And if they are saving the cost, it will increase their margins and the profits. So as simple as it is, these are the three major differences between the physical and the online business mode. And you know what? Here we are building the foundation of this chapter. Because if you would understand these things properly, then believe me, like 30 to 40% of this chapter is done and dusted. Because all these things are going to be similar, and all these things are going to be derived and extracted from these basic concepts. And you will see this, mark my word. So be careful and be attentive, right? So now let's move towards the advantages and disadvantages of the e-business. And you would be thinking that, sir, are we studying in the high school? Are we studying in some college or university that we would be asked about the advantages and disadvantages? in our paper, examiner is going to give us the scenario. So why you are teaching us the advantages and disadvantages? There is a purpose that in exam you would be given a scenario. In that scenario, either your company would be thinking to transform to the e-business, or maybe your e-business is already running, but you need to identify that certain changes are going to be made, or what are the issues with the e-business, and how you are going to identify them. When you would be able to identify them only after if you would understand the advantages and disadvantages, because in evaluation part it is always that you have to find out the pros and cons of anything. So when you will be able to find out the pros and cons, only then, only when you know about the advantages and disadvantages, because pros and cons in the scenario are going to be very similar to these advantages and disadvantages. So you don't need to memorize them. You have to have a very good understanding of the advantages and disadvantages, because your pros and cons are going to be literally among them. They are going to build a foundation to find out the similar sort of pros and cons which are applicable in the scenario, and sometimes you know exact these pros and advantages and disadvantages are applicable. So now let's move forward and discuss them. So the advantages, number one is the high revenues. It's very simple that in online business you do not have any geographical boundary. So if you do not have any geographical boundary, that means your customer base is unlimited. It's whole world. So if you have more customer, you will have more revenues. Simple. Lower cost, no rent or no intermediaries cost. We understood that you are going to eliminate these intermediaries, and also you will not have to pay the heavy rents, heavy lease payments, and heavy overhead cost of the physical premises. All right, and the cost of the staff who are going to be employed at the physical shop or the premises. These all costs are going to be saved. Don't you think that it will save or reduce your cost? So definitely it will, right? So that's one of the advantage. And then no geographical limit. It's similar to it that you will become a global business. It will lead you towards the globalization. And one more advantage, that if there is one local brand and one which is a global brand, who would you prefer? So obviously, unless there is any specific thing related to the local brand, everyone will prefer the global brand due to its global image and due to its trust, right? So if you are running or operating a e-business, you will become a global brand and you will have a global business. All right, you will spread into the whole world. This is one of the advantage, sir. And then no time limit. In this e-business, there is no time limit for you. You can run the business 24 by 7 and you can entertain your customer 24 by 7, and this will increase your revenues, you know. And then again, effective and attractive marketing, unlike the physical or the traditional marketing. In physical and traditional market, what do? You rent out the billboards, signboards, you publish the pamphlet, brochure, flyers, these kind of things. You sometimes, give your marketing into the newspaper. And there is a huge cost of all these activities. Also, you have to hire some people who are going to distribute them. You have to pay charges to the newspaper, you have to pay the heavy rent for the signboard and the billboards. But in the e-marketing, it's effective and it is efficient, that you make one post, you make one ad, and this ad is run at all the platforms, and this the cost of e-marketing is significantly low. The prices of the ads run at the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, any other platform. It's significantly lesser than renting out the billboards, making the flyers, then publishing it, distributing it. And many of the people, they don't even look at it. They just wipe out their face with it, and they wipe out their sweat from it, and then just throw it. But the e-marketing, the ads on your Facebook, Instagram, they are attractive and they are engaging, so they have better impact. And obviously if something is having a better impact, it is called efficient and effective. So it's an advantage for you, because in e-business you go towards the e-marketing, and e-marketing gives you the benefits. All right. Then easy communication, your customer will have a easy communication method. That's a very basic example. In traditional physical classes, for example, if we have a class on Monday, and you know maybe after Monday, or our next class is on, let's say, Friday. So in between these days, if you have any query, if you have any confusion while doing the practice, while doing the revision, so what used to be in physical mode, that the student used to wait for the next class, that is on Friday. Until then, the student will hold on with its theory, or maybe the student will stop studying because of that issue or that problem or challenge. But now, due to the business or the online teaching, now you have the option of the WhatsApp, that even if we have a class after 1 week, you still have the option that you can drop the message on the WhatsApp, and your teacher is going to respond to you in a reasonable time. So it's again very easy to communicate, to collaborate, to provide your feedback, to provide the complaints, to communicate the issues. These all kind of things, which kind of all communication, they have become very easy, because through online platform you can lodge your complaint, you can do the communication very easily and at any time. You don't have to wait till the next meeting. All right. So this is one of the benefit from both of the side, right? Then everything at the doorstep, you don't need to go anywhere. The customer will be staying inside their bed sometime, and the food, the parcel, the product, or the goods, they are going to be delivered at their doorstep, and they just have to go to the door. Obviously, no one is going to do this for them. So they have to just go to the door and pick up the parcel. Everything is done, ordering, delivery, payment. Now you just have to open the box and start using the product, right? So this is how convenient the e-marketing business and the e-business is, right? So now let us look at some of the disadvantages of the e-business. So the disadvantages of the e-business is that you have one very high one-time setup cost, because in e-business you have to first make a website, your portal. Obviously this portal have a very high cost. This website is very high cost. You have to make the website, the design features of the website. You have to appoint the full-fledged IT team, very expert IT professionals, to run the website, to maintain the website, to look after the security and confidentiality of the website, because you are going to put or place your product there. You're going to um, give their features and prices there. So you have to be very careful that all the information, all the data which is shown on the website is accurate and correct, and for that you have to incur the cost. All right. And IT team, website, you have to make the data center. So these are all things of the infrastructure, the IT infrastructure you have to make, you know and also all this thing, you have to take care about your privacy, about the confidentiality of your own self, and also the customer data, because the customer is putting the sensitive details of itself, the credit card information, the credit card details, password, pin, their preferences, their email, their numbers. So, these are very confidential and sensitive data. So, you have to make sure that all these data are secure and they are safeguarded. And for that, it's going to be very high cost. And then, internet is not available in many regions, or not all the customer prefer online mode, personal habit, or trust factor. We all know that now the world is almost everyone is using the internet, but we all know that there are few countries, there are few areas where the internet is not too much common. There is no stable internet connection. So if you are going to the e-business side or the e-business option, then you will lose those customers who are not using the internet. So that is going to be one of the disadvantage. The solution is that you keep doing both kind of business. Yeah, the online and as well run some retail outlets or the physical shops or the physical premises in those areas where the people are not using the internet. We have this example. Let me just explain you this thing, and I will give you one more example. And we have some customers, the some specific customers who have the internet, but they just don't prefer the e-business or the online mode. All right, it is because of their habit, or maybe because of the trust issues. If I talk about the trust issues, we all have this issue, and we all have faced this thing in the electronic media or the e-business, that the product which is shown to you on the website is totally different to what you have received. Sometimes you are deceived by this thing, sometimes the frauds are done by this, sometimes your credit card information are leaked, your payment is made, but it's not to the authentic company, and it is all wasted, it is all theft. So it is all fraud. So the trust issues, because of the trust issues, people don't go towards the e-business. And the other is that habit. We have many people in our family who are a bit older than us, they are senior, and they just kind of in their life, it's the part and parcel of their life that they go out to the grocery stores, to the physical places and the physical stores, and they like to go and buy the things with their hands. But whereas us, the young generation, we like to do things online while sitting at our couch. So that's a difference between age group and the preferences. And also we have some students as well, some who prefer that, okay, it's the online and the recorded version, it's best, it's most flexible and convenient, and I can watch the lectures at any time at my pace and at my convenience. But there would be some student who prefers to go into the class punctually with the discipline, and then understand and learn from the teacher to face to face. So this is one of the differences of the habit, and due to which few customers do not prefer the online. So if you are going totally towards the online or the e-business, you would lose these kind of customers, right? Then no one-to-one interaction and feedback, big data, which is not easy to interpret. So in online there is one issue that sometimes when you go to any store, or when you go to any shop to buy anything, so you give the feedback to the the shopkeeper or the salesperson, and sometimes salesperson also interact with you, tells you that this product will suits you, this product looks good at you, this garment or this color looks good at you. So these kind of two-way exchange of communication happens in the physical mode. So in online sometimes this is not done properly. So obviously for that you have the solution, like you analyze the big data, you provide the query and the customer support system, you provide the kind of the way we conduct the online classes fortnightly to discuss the queries and these kind of things. So you can cater this issue, but in online this happens that you do not get the one-to-one and real-time interaction with the seller and the customer. And obviously, between this interaction, sometimes the customer gets the feedback, sometimes the customer gives the feedback. So this goes on, and in online you miss this thing. Obviously, you will find out some ways to mitigate this thing, but again, that's the one of the factor. Delivery cost. So the delivery cost is going to be incurred in the online mode, because in physical business, the customer used to come to the shop, they used to take the delivery with them. But now you have to provide the delivery. And when I talk about the delivery, so you have to arrange the delivery vehicles. You have, because obviously if you are running a physical business, you would not have any delivery vehicle. So you have to first arrange them. You have to think about that what kind of vehicle, how many vehicle you need to purchase. You have to arrange the drivers. Then you have to think about that in how many years these vehicles are going to be replaced, they are going to be abandoned, and at what frequency the maintenance is to be done, what could be the maintenance cost, and these kind of all things you need to look after in the online business. 24/7 uptime, Website up 24 by 7. So, sir, there is one confusion. You just few minutes ago you said that availability of the 24 by 7 it's an advantage. You just said this thing. You see, no time limit. And now you are saying it's a disadvantage. Yes, because to in order to be 24 by 7 available all the time round the clock, you have to incur the cost. You have to hire the employees in the two shifts, and you have to pay the cost. You have to keep your portal, keep your website such advanced and such strong that it always stay up and it stays available for the customer. So this is one of the challenge. This is one of the advantage that you have to incur the additional cost, because obviously if you are running the business for 8 hours, the cost is going to be for 8 hours. If you are running it for 24 hours, don't you think that the cost will increase? So definitely it will increase. So this is one of the disadvantage. Security and confidentiality of the customer data and company's data from hacking, viruses, fraud, and cybercrime. So this is one of the advantage that these disadvantage that these kind of activities, these kind of things could happen with you, and they can harm your business. They can harm your reputation. They can harm your customers, and they can come up with the serious consequences, penalties, fines, compensation, and sometimes regulator may revoke your license, and they might put ban on your company. All right, so these kind of serious consequences could happen in the online business, so you have to be very careful. All right, so now the other thing is that in disadvantage we have the legal compliances. So when I talk about the legal compliances, it is that if you are operating in multiple countries, so their legal system, their laws and regulation are going to be different, right? And there is a possibility that you would non-comply with any of country's law. For example, do you know about the VAT, value addition tax, or in simple word GST? Yes, sir, we all know about it. So in some countries there is GST. In some countries there is no GST, and you charge the GST in the country where there was no GST, and you did not charge that GST in country where there was GST. So because your website has did not have this feature, that the website was not able to differentiate between them, and the website did this mistake. So you are going to be penalized. You have to face the fines and penalties, and you have to pay this GST out of your own pocket, which you did not charge and which you were supposed to charge. All right, so these kind of legal compliances and many other legal compliances you can do. All right, e-business competencies and capabilities, it's one of the disadvantage, or I would say challenge, that do you have the necessary expertise and skills to run, market your e-business, to take care about the website, how should website look, how you need to market it, what kind of products you are going to display on it, how you are going to show it, what kind of discounts, promotion schemes you are going to give. So these kind of all things matter, how you're going to brand your e-business. So you need to be very expert and skillful at these things. Redundancy cost, again, if you're going towards the e-business, your staff will be redundant. You will fire many staff because now you don't need them. So there will be a redundancy cost which could be in millions of dollars, from where you are going to arrange it. All right, and if you have to pay this is going to be a huge hit on your profit and loss. All right, increase competition. So what do you mean by this? Remember I said that here you do not have any geographical boundary, so it will increase your customers. Don't you think that it will increase your competitors as well? Because if you are entering into a country that is outside your country or outside your physical market, and you are trying to attract the customers of that new country, don't you think that there is going to be someone who is already selling the same product? So the competition will increase. Now you will enter into the global and international competition. All right, so you will have to take care about that international and the global competition as well, and there are going to be some giants some big company who will be competing with you. So you have to be very careful about it. You have to find out the strategies in order to win the competition. I'm not saying that run away from the business. No, find out the solution, find out the ways in which you can beat them. Then we have the e-marketing. So what do we mean by e-marketing? We all know that the marketing means that telling your customer, persuade your customer to purchase your product. All right. So the e-marketing means marketing through electronic means, such as marketing through email, social media marketing, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, these kind of platform which are social media platform. You do the marketing through the ads, posts, and kind of videos through the social media platform into some podcast or these kind of thing. Website, you market your product through your website as well. You run the ads on different website. For example, there is one website, ESPN. This is the cricket. This is the cricket website. In this website, you will see some ads related to the other products which are not related to the cricket. So why they are showing this? They are showing this because the company has given them the payment so that they will show the product of those companies on their website. ESPN will show the product of other companies on their website. So it will do the marketing of the other company's product. So you can do this thing. Promotional messages. You can provide the customer with the promotional messages that our product is available for sale. We are offering buy two get one free. We are offering 50% off. We are offering the independence day off. We are going. So these kind of offers, you can send them the promotional messages, and inform them about your marketing or the product specification and the offers. Then the online ads. So you can also run the online ads through any platform, social media platform, or the online news channel, online podcast, online live shows, online debates, and this kind of platform. Now we have some advantages and disadvantages for the e-marketing, and that would be enough for the day. And you know what? They are going to be very similar to the e-business, because as I said that we are now building the foundation, and whatever we are going to study in this lecture, this will be used in all the lectures ahead. So the advantages: the e-marketing is cheaper, as we discussed that rather than designing the pamphlet, brochures, flyers, and then distributing it, renting out the billboard, signboard, newspaper. So the e-marketing is very cheaper because you don't need to print it and then distribute it and these kind of things. So it's cheaper. It has the wide reach, obviously, because the flyers and pamphlet, they are going to be limited. Obviously you cannot print the unlimited flyers on the pamphlet, and you cannot spread it into the whole over the world. But the electronic marketing, or the ads, or the post which is post on the Facebook, it will have the reach to the worldwide people. All right, so it has the wider reach, can be targeted and tailored as per the group audience. It can be personalized. When I always talk about this thing, I have seen this thing that whenever if I'm talking about any fast food item like burger, pizza, macaroni, and these kind of things, or maybe the bros. So if I'm talking about this thing with my friends that I am having a very high desire of having them, after a few hours I will be having the ads related to them. And what do you think? How is this happening? Because my electronic device, my phones and my laptop, this iPad, they have the microphone, and they are listening to all the things which I'm saying to anyone. And if they find something that is related to any product or services, they will, add this thing into my customer data, into my profile, into my cache, into my memory, into my profile memory. And based on this memory, they will show me the personalized ad related to the burgers, pizza, bros. So now that is called the targeted marketing, that you send a marketing message ads, promotion to the person which is actually looking for the same thing. So you target the person who is relevant and you give them the marketing message that is relevant to them, that is personalized as per their need. So again, that is going to be very effective, because for example, if you are having the desire of having the burger or pizza, that is loaded with beef patty and cheese and everything, and you are having the desire to have it, and if you out of nowhere you see a ad and this same kind of burger you see, don't you think that there are high chances that you will place the order and you would go to the website and place the order? So yes, it will, because they showed me the personalized ad that will just hit my mind, that is targeted to hit my mind. And that is why the e-marketing is always effective, because it is always targeted and personalized as per the needs preference of the customers. you know Interaction, the e-marketing is always interactive, because if I talk about the pamphlet, flyers, newspaper, marketing, news, they are static, they are freeze, and they are just written information. But in the e-marketing, the ads are in the form of video, they are in the moving picture, sometime in the sound, sometime with the memes, sometime in the podcast, sometime into the comedy show. So they are kind of interactive and they are attractive to look at. So they, automatically attracts the audience, their mind, their focus, and their attention. So that is the feature of the e-marketing thing, and that's one of the advantage. Create an internal collection of customers and market data. Again, it helps you to do the data analytics. When you are talking about the e-marketing, it does not only throw the data marketing message to the customer, it collects the data of the customer. The way I said, the microphone is listening to me whenever I go to any website, whenever I touch any product, whenever I spend time on any product. It stores every step and every activity of mine, and based on this it creates the big data based on the customer profiles, customer preferences, customer activity, and based on this they do the analysis and they innovate into their product, they innovate their features, they do the targeted and personalized marketing. And then we have available all the time 24 by 7. We all know that the marketing message on the e platform or the online platform, it is available for all round the clock, right? And then we have few disadvantages, that not all the customers are present online. So if they are not present there, they would not be able to get the marketing message from your company. Require the e-marketing skills and competencies. Again, to do the e-marketing you should have the skills and competencies which are required. So if you do not have, this is going to be a disaster for you, this will waste all your cost. Some big customers, they prefer one-to-one dealing. So if there are some big customers who prefer big one-to-one dealing, you cannot deal with them through the e-marketing. You have to go to them and you have to arrange a meeting, have some cup of tea with them, have some lunch and dinner, and then formalize the deal. So if you're going to deal with them through e-marketing, this is going to be a drawback for you. Many people, they follow word of mouth, in many areas. When it comes to the trust, people never ever rely on the e-marketing message or the ads specifically solely. They need some kind of assurance from a person who has tried the product. The word of mouth, we say that when you get the feedback or when you get the appreciation from the other customers about the product, and you get the feedback from the customer about the other from other customers about the product, and then it gives you the trust, and ultimately when you get the trust, you make a transaction. Before that, it doesn't matter that how many ads I show you, you will never purchase, because you do not have the trust. How it comes? It comes through the word of mouth, and word of mouth is basically the physical activity. So this was all from the e-marketing and the e-business side. We have built a very good foundation from this lecture for the upcoming lectures and the upcoming topics. So see you all there in the upcoming lecture. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.